Half a century after Hannibal's devastating war against Rome, Carthage was a shadow of its former self. Bound by a treaty that stripped it of its empire and military power, it was a wealthy merchant city, but a client state nonetheless. Yet in Rome, fear and hatred lingered. For years, the influential senator Cato the Elder had ended every speech on any subject with the same chilling words: Carthago delenda est. Carthage must be destroyed. Rome was not seeking peace, it was seeking an excuse. That excuse came from Carthage's aggressive neighbor Numidia. Goaded by Numidian raids on their territory, Carthage finally raised an army to defend itself, a direct violation of their treaty with Rome, which forbade any military action without Roman consent. This was the moment Rome had been waiting for. In 149 BCE, the Senate declared war. The Third Punic War had begun. Rome's initial demands were absolute: surrender 300 noble children as hostages and hand over all weapons. The Carthaginians, desperate to avoid war, complied. But then came the final impossible demand: abandon your city and resettle 10 miles inland, away from the sea that was your lifeblood. It was a death sentence, and Carthage chose to fight. The city's massive fortifications, with some sections protected by a triple line of walls, resisted everything the Romans could throw at them. For 2 years, the siege faltered. The Romans, led by incompetent consuls, suffered from disease and failed assaults, while Carthaginian ships managed to break the blockade and bring in supplies. The tide turned in 147 BCE with the arrival of a new commander, Scipio Aemilianus, the adopted grandson of the man who defeated Hannibal. Energetic and brilliant, Scipio restored discipline and began a systematic strangulation of the city. His most audacious project was a massive stone mole built across the mouth of the harbor to permanently cut off all sea access. In a final, heroic act of defiance, the Carthaginians performed a miracle. While Scipio's mole was being built, they secretly constructed a new fleet of 50 ships within the city and dug a new channel to the sea. They emerged to the complete surprise of the Romans, but the advantage was squandered. After a brief, indecisive engagement, they retreated. It was their last hope. In the spring of 146 BCE, the final assault began. Scipio's legions breached the walls and poured into the city. What followed was not a battle, but a week of slaughter. The Romans fought house to house, street to street, showing no mercy. The city became a vision of hell. After 6 days of brutal fighting, the last Carthaginian defenders, cornered in the citadel of Byrsa, surrendered. Of a population that may have exceeded 250,000, only 50,000 remained. They were all sold into slavery. Scipio ordered the city to be systematically demolished, burned, and razed to the ground. A curse was placed upon the soil, forbidding anyone from ever living there again. The land that was once Carthage became the Roman province of Africa, a breadbasket for its new master. The Punic civilization, which had contended with Rome for mastery of the Mediterranean for over a century, was wiped from the face of the earth.